Have you tried everything to sleep peacefully and nothing works? There is an ancient Jewish prayer that activates divine protection while you sleep. There is ancient Jewish prayer, whispered by wise men before they close their eyes, passed down from generation to generation for over 3,000 years, which acts as an invisible spiritual shield during the night. It's not superstition. It's not magic. It is a coded spiritual technology found in sacred texts, tested for millennia, proven in the real lives of ordinary people and billionaires alike. Nighttime is not just a time for physical rest. In Jewish mystical tradition, nighttime is the most spiritually dangerous period. While you sleep, your soul travels. Your consciousness becomes partially disconnected from your body. Their spiritual defenses become vulnerable. And it is precisely at this moment that invisible forces can attack. Nightmares that steal your peace, anxieties that settle in the subconscious, fears that wake you up at 3 a.m., negative energies that drain your vitality. But the ancient rabbis knew something that most people today have forgotten. There is a specific prayer that activates divine protection while you sleep. When you recite this prayer before bed, with intention, with faith, with the right words, you're not just talking to the wind. You are activating angels. You are sealing a protection pact. You are creating a sacred energy field around your bed, your house, your family. I spent over 40 years studying the mystical texts of Judaism while building fortunes in the business world. And I can tell you with complete certainty, the difference between sleeping peacefully and sleeping tormented isn't the mattress. It's in spiritual frequency that you activate before closing your eyes. Men who build empires know this. Wise women know this. Protected families know this. But most people sleep unprotected, vulnerable, exposed, and she wakes up tired, anxious, and heavy, even after sleeping 8 hours. Why? Why the body rested, but the soul was attacked? Today, if you stay with me until the end, I'm going to reveal to you what is this powerful Jewish prayer for nighttime protection, because it works spiritually. How to recite it correctly to activate the divine shield. It's a complete 30-day ritual that can transform your nights into portals of healing, peace, and renewal. This is not abstract religious theory. It's practical wisdom that can change the quality of your sleep, your dreams, and your vital energy. Now answer me this. Are you ready to sleep soundly for the first time in your life? Let me ask you something that will go straight to your heart. When you lie in bed at night and close your eyes, what feeling dominates you? Is it deep peace and the confidence that you are safe? Or is it that unease, that silent fear, that feeling that something might go wrong while you're vulnerable? If you feel that your nights are heavy, that your dreams are disturbing, that you wake up more tired than when you went to bed, then you are in the right place. Subscribe to this channel now, join this community of seekers, of spiritual warriors, and learn with me the ancient secrets of protection, peace, and divine renewal. We are not here just to survive. We are here to sleep under the protection of the eternal. In ancient times, when the people of Israel still wandered through the desert, they faced both visible and invisible threats. Lions, scorpions, enemy tribes. But the wise men taught that the most dangerous threats were not the ones they could see. These were spiritual threats that attacked during the night. In the Torah it is written, "You will not fear the terror of the night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in the darkness." Psalm 91. Night terror is not just psychological fear. In Jewish mystical tradition, it is Ariel's spiritual force called Pachad Laila, which attacks vulnerable souls during sleep. Therefore, the rabbis developed nighttime protection rituals. The most powerful of these rituals is the recitation of Shema Israel before bed, combined with Create the Shema al-Hamita, the complete prayer for bed protection. This prayer is not just pretty words. It is a spiritual code which activates angelic forces of protection. Kabbalists teach, when you recite this prayer with true intention, you're not just talking to God. You are summoning specific angels so they can protect their sleep. Miguel to your right, mercy. Gabriel to your left, strength. Uriel in front of you, light. Raphael behind you, healing. And Toshechina, the divine presence, above your head. This is the invisible shield that protects you while you sleep. In the Torah, sleep is seen as a little death. When you sleep, your soul partially separates from your body. She travels through the spiritual worlds. She reconnects with the source. But in this process, the body becomes vulnerable, and the soul can be attacked by negative forces. Therefore, before going to sleep, you need to declare your allegiance to the light. You need seal your soul in divine protection. The first line of the sentence is, Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. This is not merely a theological statement, it is a spiritual decree. When you say Adonai Echad, God is one, you are stating, there is no other force in the universe. No demon, no darkness, no evil has power over me, only the eternal. This decree disables the power of any spiritual attack. In Kabbalah, it is taught that the bed is a microcosm of the universe. Each side of the bed corresponds to a spiritual direction. Right, Chesed, kindness, mercy. Left, Gevurah, judgment, strength. Forehead, Tiferet, beauty, balance. Behind, Malkut, kingdom, manifestation. When you recite the prayer for protection, you position angels on each side. The specific sentence says, Biamini Michael, Usmoli Gabriel, Ulefanai Uriel, Umeachorai Raphael, Veal Roshi Shechinat El. To my right is Michael, to my left is Gabriel, in front of me is Uriel, behind me is Raphael, and above my head is the divine presence. Each angel has a function. Miguel, it brings mercy, dissolves anger and resentment. Gabriel, it brings strength and protects against spiritual attacks. Uriel, it brings light, wards off nightmares and mental confusion. Raphael, it brings healing, renewing your body and soul during sleep. When you summon these angels with sacred words, you create an invisible force field around you. Now for the part that many people don't know. The nighttime protection prayer doesn't work if you're holding a grudge in your heart. In Jewish tradition, there is a sacred principle. Before you go to sleep, you should forgive everyone who has hurt you. Why? Because anger, hatred, and resentment, they open spiritual portals for night attacks. When you go to sleep with a heavy heart, you are, without realizing it, leaving gaps in your protection. Therefore, part of the prayer for protection includes Ribono shel olam, harini mochel lechol mi shehichis oti. Master of the universe, I forgive all who have hurt me, who have offended me, who have sinned against me. This is not a false emotional forgiveness. It is a spiritual act of disarmament. Are you saying, I will not carry this burden into the spiritual world? I release, I let go, I cleanse myself. And when you do that, you close all doors that the spiritual enemy could use against you. Now, the exact protocol. A prayer for protection before bed, practical version. Prepare the environment, turn off the lights, lie down on the bed, take 3 deep breaths, recite forgiveness, say it quietly or mentally. Master of the universe, I forgive everyone who hurt me today, this week, in this life. I release all resentment, I release all resentment. Let no one be punished because of me. Recite, O Shema, Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. If you don't speak Hebrew, you can say this in Portuguese with deep intention. I acknowledge that God is one. There is no other force, only the eternal one reigns. Summon the angels. To my right, Miguel. To my left, Gabriel. Uriel is in front of me, behind me, Raphael, and above my head, the divine presence. Psalm 91, abridged version. He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. He will command his angels concerning me to guard me in all my ways. Final decree. I sleep peacefully. I wake up in peace. I am protected by the hand of the Eternal. Go to sleep immediately. Don't keep messing with your phone afterwards. Don't dwell on problems. The last image in your mind should be of light, protection, peace. Now 3 true stories. A man, a woman, a family. 3 lives transformed by a prayer for protection. The businessman who couldn't sleep. Roberto was the CEO of a technology company. External success, but internal torment. Every night, the same torture. I used to wake up at 3 a.m. in a panic. Recurring nightmares of loss, failure, death night sweats. Racing heart doctors said it was stress. The medicines weren't working. A rabbi friend of the family visited him and asked, "What do you do before going to sleep?" Roberto replied, "I watch the news, answer emails, think about problems." The rabbi shook his head. "You are going to sleep without spiritual protection. It's like leaving your front door open in a dangerous neighborhood." He taught the nighttime prayer for protection. Roberto, skeptical but desperate, agreed to try. On the first night, he recited the prayer with intention. He slept for 6 hours straight. something that hadn't happened in months. In the first week, the nightmares lessened. In the first month, he was able to sleep soundly again. Today, Roberto says, "I didn't know I was spiritually unprotected. Prayer not only gave me peace, it restored my sanity." The woman who had terrible nightmares. Camila had suffered from nightmares since she was a child. Horrifying images, a feeling of suffocation, evil presences in the room. She was afraid to sleep. In an alternative therapy session, the therapist suggested, "Let's work on spiritual protection before going to sleep." He taught the Shema prayer and the summoning of angels. Camila started practicing. For the first few nights, the nightmares continued. But something changed. She began to gain awareness within her dreams. When something negative appeared in the dream, she would mentally say, "There is no other force, only the eternal." And the negative presence dissipated. Over time, the nightmares stopped completely. Camila says today, "Prayer taught me that I am not a victim of my dreams. I have spiritual authority even while sleeping." The family that was being attacked. An entire family was suffering. Young son with night terrors, mother with chronic insomnia, father with nighttime anxiety. The house felt heavy. Nobody was sleeping well. A Jewish friend suggested, "You need to do a spiritual cleansing and activate nighttime protection." He taught the prayer of protection for the whole family. Every night before going to sleep, each family member recited the prayer in their own room. In the first few days, the change was subtle. But in 2 weeks, something amazing happened. The son stopped having night terrors. The mother started sleeping 7 hours straight. The father woke up refreshed. The family says today, "Prayer created a spiritual shield over our home. We slept peacefully for the first time in years." But I'm not Jewish. Does this prayer work for me? Try. The spiritual principles of protection are universal. You don't have to be Jewish to recognize the unity of God and invoke angelic protection. If you prefer, adapt the prayer to your spiritual tradition. The important thing is the protective intent and the recognition that you are not alone. What if I don't believe in angels? You don't have to believe in angels as literal beings. Think of them as protection frequencies, light energies, aspects of the divine. What matters is that you are activating a force greater than yourself to keep you safe. I'll forget to do it every night. Is it even worth it? Try. Even if you only do it a few times a week, you're already creating energy protection standard. It doesn't have to be perfect. It needs to be consistent over time. Now, a deeper revelation. In Kabbalah, it is said that the last image in your mind before falling asleep program the content of your dreams. If you fall asleep watching violent news, your dreams will be disturbing. If you go to sleep thinking about problems, your dreams will be anxious. But if you sleep with one sacred image in the mind, light, peace, divine protection, your dreams become portals to healing and renewal. Advanced practice. After reciting the prayer for protection, visualize a white and golden light descending upon you, covering her entire body, creating a cocoon of light around itself. Sleep with that image. The Kabbalists say, this is the image that angels recognize as a sign that you are under divine protection. Now, your sacred commitment. For 30 days, you will recite the protection prayer before going to sleep. 30-day challenge. Every night before going to sleep, recite the complete prayer for protection. Forgiveness, plus Shema, plus angels, plus decree. Write it down in a notebook when you wake up. How was your sleep? Whether you had nightmares or peace. How did you wake up? Refreshed or tired? Note the changes. Sleep quality. Content of dreams. Energy upon waking. Teach this to someone. Share this prayer with someone you love. Shared protection multiplies strength. At the end of 30 days, you will have proof in your own life. Sleeping protected changes everything. Now, wherever you are, take a deep breath. Feel the tiredness, the weight, the sleepless nights you've already lived through. I want to release an ancient blessing upon you, not as empty words, but as a spiritual decree written in heaven. May the Eternal grant you nights of profound peace. May He command His angels to guard you while you sleep. May no nightmare, no anxiety, no force of darkness touch you. May your sleep be restorative. May your dreams be revealing. May you wake up renewed, strengthened, and full of hope. May your bed be a sacred altar. May your room be a sanctuary of light. May your home be protected by divine presence. May no harm befall you. May no plague come near your dwelling. May you and all yours sleep under the shadow of the Almighty. About you, about your family, about your dreams, I declare, divine protection activated. Go in peace. Sleep soundly. Wake up feeling refreshed. Shalom.